Welcome to Kickstarter Radio 102.4, and today it's time for the final thoughts of Sentinels of the Multiverse. You've been waiting for this one, maybe? Well, Lipstickpaddy will tell you exactly why this should have been a big bomb on Kickstarter. And for him, it's a bit of a failure, but let him explain his thoughts fully. Lipstickpaddy, please take it away. Okay, peeps, here it is. Sentinels of the Multiverse Definitive Edition. Final thoughts. Well, one thing. The campaign page has not been updated at all. It's still lots of text and only one card shown. Dear me. Now, you might think this is successful with 5,691 backers of recording, but this could have had double, triple, quadruple that if it weren't for the art direction. I mean, this should have made over 1 million. Why? Because it's a known property getting a new definitive edition. It has plans for 5 expansions in the future. And the foundation game here, because of the art direction, it saddens me. Let's go in the updates, peeps. We'll go back to first. Now, there has been FAQs and all that stuff, but to be honest, there's nothing that this game could do to save itself apart from getting a new team of artists, because the artists that they used is not able to reach the bar that was raised with Freedom 5. The other Sentinels, the Multiverse game that came on Kickstarter. Now, albeit this is a $50 pledge. Yes, okay, $50 pledge. But that doesn't mean the art is great. Now, looking on the table here, some of this art looks okay because you're getting like the modern stuff, but it's the old stuff that I've got grave concerns with. And let's go down. Now, the tokens, yeah, these are all great. These are updated from the original. Yeah, you've got these now health trackers. These are good. I like the box. I like this. I don't like the box art per se. It's this kind of stuff. It's the 1950s style that's coming in because, firstly, the reason it looks like this from 1950s is because there weren't any modern printing styles. They were limited in colours that they could cast on the paper, which is why it's like this. It's like Back to the Future Part 3 when they went back to the 1800s, and if they'd filmed that in black and white, everybody would have been complaining that why didn't they use full colour? Because you use today's technology, and to go back and make these cards 1950 is bonkers. Because are you telling me the only difference between a comic book of today and 1950 is the art style? Like, are the stories the same from 70 years ago? Look, just modernize it. That's what we all wanted. Look at Freedom 5. Freedom 5 prequels Sentinels of the Multiverse board game. I mean, it prequels what's happening in the modern... It technically is a prequel to the modern age. Freedom 5. Yet they've modernized all the art and it looks fantastic. It sold the IP to me, and this, when I show you the cards, doesn't sell me the IP. I don't like this look of Legacy here. It looks too simplified. It looks like some kind of fan art. Citizen Dawn here looks like fan art. The Freedom 5 Citizen Dawn looked frankly incredible. Made her look evil and sexy at the same time. And all this is doing is just turning me off. Now, box looking great with all the cards in. They're going to have dividers in here, and there's 900 cards, meaning you're getting so much in the box. It's frankly incredible. You've got this extra space here where your sleeve's obviously going to fill all this up, and it'll fill this with the Legacy, because it's a Legacy card here. So yeah, there's plenty of room for it. Foil cards are nice, obviously, but if it's a foiled edition of a 1950s art style, then it wastes a space for me. And keep going. Good morning. These are kind of they've been doing some of the good social stuff, which is good from the team. They kind of sold themselves to the art, and that's a tragedy for me because it could have been so much bigger. I'm not going to be showing any images of Freedom 5 because you can check out our initial video where we clearly showed Freedom 5 art off, but for me, it's made this a jarring Kickstarter because I don't want to see this graphics on my cards, because if I want to go 1950s, I'll travel to New York, find a comic book store and go and look at this stuff. And the only reason this stuff is valuable is because of its age. There's not many of these around, and it historically is the beginning of comic books. But to put this in a board game? Like, this should have been in the art book, if anything, to tell you that there is an older version of Justice Comics here. It's like plastered in your face, the historical value of the cards, and I'm not here for this in a board game. To see this 1950s art, which frankly is not mainstream, it's niche. If they'd mainstreamed art it like Freedom 5, the board game that we saw last year on Kickstarter, it would have been bringing so many people from the mainstream into the IP, and it might have made the Sentinels of the Multiverse come into the mainstream. But this is doing it no favours. Look at Freedom 5, that stuff is equal if not higher than Marvel. You look at this stuff, it's less, much less. These cards are probably the best because they look like the old comic covers. They are probably the best art you'll see. However, when it comes to the art of your characters, oh my goodness. Like, some of this stuff, it's okay. You know, that's all it is. It's okay. It's not like amazing. I've got to tell my friends about it. I've got to make a video on how great this Kickstarter art is. But take the word train out of there. Are you guessing that's a train? Not instantly. A little bit better here. Like, okay, it's kind of weird. If you was in a museum, would you buy any postcards to take away of this art or anything? I mean, look at this burning building. It looks like something from a teenager did at art. It's like a 14-year-old art of a burning building. It just looks terrible. Now, there's 4 of us here at the station, and all 4 of us don't like this art. It looks like fan art. We've got 2 play groups here that we do twice a week. One of us are playing, we're going through, what's the game? Detective City of Angels. We're going through those, right? There's 5 of us on that group. They look at these cards and they are like, this art. It's not just me. It's subjectively because it, you know, when you want to see a modern board game, a definitive edition of an old game coming modern, your expectations are that all of the art is next generation comic art, like we got with Freedom 5. Here, your expectations are not matched. You're shocked because of it. You are repulsed because of it. Look at it. Would you have this on a t-shirt? Look at Freedom 5. All those cards are so hot. The fantastic art. Passionate about it. This stuff, vulgar. Oh my God. Just... But you know, they give the artist 900 cards to do it in 1 year. He had to make shortcuts. You know, so it's hit and miss. When you're paying for a Kickstarter, you obviously don't want to have compromises, and this is a huge compromise that you don't like the art. I mean, look at the mobile defense platform. Oh, dear me, that card is awful. If I said to you, do you think this is the old game or the definitive edition? You'd never say definitive edition. You would never say that is the card. Okay, but that is the old card. Okay, it was bad. Here's the new card. Huh? What? This is the defense. It looks like some kind of mushroom. Like, I don't know which is worse. Go to Freedom 5. They've got a mobile defense platform card, and it looks fantastic. They've even got physical miniatures for the defense platform as well. But this one again looks like a fan art from a teenager. And if you handed that into your teacher, he would just really not be happy with this stuff. And, there's the old and here's the new, and it's like not that much better. Not that much better. Go back. Why are you limiting the palette of colours? What's this comic grainy stuff you've got on it? Yeah, so it's just disappointing, really. And all I can say is when I show it to people, it doesn't match their expectations. They expect modern art. When I showed Freedom 5 to these people, it was above their expectations. And I showed Freedom 5 on a different night, so that it was subjectively cleansed, if you like. I didn't show Freedom 5 just after this, but it's more of the same. They showed off the art, and it just sunk. Last nail in the coffin, we should have said. It just, the biggest disappointment is it could have been so much bigger. It could have gone over 1 million. It could have got 20,000 backers if they'd done Freedom 5 art style on this game. Now, there's obviously nearly 6,000 backers of people that are a fan of this stuff, but it's niche. It's super niche. And there's one other thing I need to talk about here, and it's the pledges. Okay. Right, 900 cards. How much are you charging? $75 for 900 cards. Just remember that. $75 for 900 cards. Let me just switch to a Kickstarter I just late pledged and show you how much it is for over 1,000 cards with another Kickstarter. Alright peeps, here it is, Tenaris Adventures, and I went all in on this beast of a game. I have a video on my channel, actually, that you can check out why I recently pledged for this. But needless to say, the game has a lot of cards. Yeah, you want to update cards, you want to get sleeves, 1,000 sleeves for this game? $29. $29, right? 55% extra, just in case some of these sleeves burst. How nice is that? You're getting 5% extra. You're getting sleeve types as well for massive cards, normal size, small cards. So they're mixing it up also. They're giving you these large ones that are like really expensive to buy if you got them individually. This is amazing value. So were you getting $75 for one for 900 is beyond me. It really is. So you can call this your competition because you can go and late pledge this. Look what the competition's doing. Isn't this a wake-up call for sleeves? Because, hey, if they can do 1,000 plus for 29, what's this 900 for 75? It is an absolute joke. Let me come back to the Kickstarter. So yeah, I mean, how many people went for sleeves, the sleeve pack? 1,500. Obviously don't know you can get sleeves cheaper than 75. I think it's disgusting that that's all they could do. is a $75 for sleeves. And I think the Kickstarter also could have done better if they'd given an expansion along with this. I think, you know, put an expansion on, you would have had 4,000 backers here also getting the expansion. That's a kind of a failed opportunity. So, box art, don't really like it. Wish it, because it's kind of showing that old art. Alright, I'm banging that drum again. I don't like the art. However, the box looks good. The content you're getting for $50. $50? Yeah, $50 is good. Value proposition is good for that. The sleeve add-on is a rip-off. I showed you the competition there. It is clearly a rip-off. And it could have just been, it could have done so much more, honestly. I'm not trying to upset people here, but it's just a disappointment. That's how I feel about it. And it could have done better for the IP, and the IP here is remaining in its niche. And until Freedom 5 comes out and wows everybody, it'll stay like that. And I could have had 2 Sentinels of the Multiverse IP games in my collection, but alas, only 1. That's how I feel on it, peeps. Well, leave your comments below. And remember to attack the message, not the person, peeps. Attack what I'm saying here. Tell me why you like this art. Do you think the sleeves are actually a good deal in the face of what I've shown you? Oh dear. And, oh man. The big question is, if it was Freedom 5 modern art on these cards, would you have backed it? Because for me, yes, I would have. So on that bombshell, peeps, that's my final thoughts in a nutshell. Could have done so much better. So thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Lipstickpaddy. You're listening to Kickstarter Radio 102.4. You take care, stay safe, and bye-bye for now.